Welcome to the Brett Davis Podcast.
Well, hello, everybody. This is Brett Davis coming to you from New Year's Eve at, of course, the IQ Podcast Studio. Good to see everybody. Well, you can see us, but we can't see you. But I'd like to say hello to, of course, my sponsors, because it's been a great year for all of us. I appreciate working with all of you. Attorney King, thank you so much. It has been quite a great community roller coaster ride for all of us this year. And we've loved working with you and your wonderful family, your staff, your team. Also, Sequan Casino and Resort. Thank you, Cody Martinez, for everything you do. And we appreciate everything that we've done together, including the teachers event, to all the wonderful new things we're going to be working on, of course, coming in up in 2022. And of course, Nikki Rottens, Tim Aaron. It's been an honor being with you this year. Everybody that we've brought into the studio, we all stopped by to see the Rottenburger and the mashed potato that you have and all the great hamburgers. I mean, this is a phenomenal place, great drinks, great sports bar. Nikki Rottens in Coronado. Thank you, Tim Aaron, for what you do. Marina Teal from IB Fitness, who's now expanded into the Houston market in the health industry. And of course, her IQ podcast show will be coming back. We look forward to seeing that show with her. She's a phenomenal personality. We see big things happening for her in 2022. And of course, Wilsey Asset and Management. Big sponsor, of course, that started working with us recently during our last Halloween party. It was very supportive in that. And we love your family and your team and everything you do, Brent. Thank you so much. And of course, I'm very honored to have somebody who was just on my radio show the other day. I'm going to just say this one time, because when you say the name, you'll always know who this is. Destiny.
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Or in the way we'd say it in Spanish, Destino. Destino, ¿cómo estás? So you got a scholarship, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, tell us about this scholarship. Tell us how much you were awarded.
Okay, so I got awarded a full tuition scholarship. So it covers basically all of my classes. And yes, I'm super grateful to have that opportunity.
So how many people got this scholarship this last year?
I am not sure exactly how many. It was about 17 people, or
around the country.
I think 6%. I'm not. From around the country.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So Berklee, of course, is on the East Coast. It's not the Berklee on the West Coast. It's different, right?
Yeah, people tend to get those two mixed up. It's on the East Coast. It's in Boston.
So you can always tell which. You know how you can tell which Berklee each student's from?
How?
Did you know this?
No.
So the Berklee students, if you want to know what a Berklee student on the West Coast is, all you have to look down and see if they have Birkenstocks on. So if they have Birkenstocks on and they're wearing shorts and they're wearing tie-dye shirts, they're from Berklee on the West Coast. If they're from Berklee on the East Coast, they're very cosmopolitan and they're wearing nice suits and they're wearing, very put together. So that's just kind of an observation, because people do dress differently on the East Coast than they do the West Coast, don't they?
Yeah, I definitely feel the same way. I think that's why I love California so much, and Boston, because they're two different vibes. So
big time.
Yeah. But I love California is always going to be my home. I think.
Well, of course,
that's where I'm meant to be.
But isn't it nice to be able to go to different parts of the country or world and be able to learn all the differences in culture?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Food, and you can't learn that in a book.
Yeah, that's
or
right.
online, right?
I understand.
So, what's been the biggest surprise so far that you didn't expect going to Boston and going to Berklee?
The biggest surprise for me would. Let me think.
You miss your mother's cooking?
I do. Yes, we have a meal plan at Berklee, and just coming back here, I just love the way my mom cooks.
She makes the food with love, I bet.
Yes.
Because she loves you kids so much. She makes everything so delicious. Puts a little extra butter here, a little more spice here.
That's right.
Mothers and grandmothers have a way of doing things that nobody can copy.
Honestly, I'm gonna try to find my mom's recipe. Hopefully she has a recipe book or something, because when I'm out of San Diego, I want to be able to make the same.
So I'm going to give you a secret that you don't know yet. So my grandmother left her recipe book, and everybody follows the recipes, but for some reason the food doesn't taste the same. I wonder what's that. I think there's some things she left out, didn't put in that recipe book. I think there's little secrets, little things that they put in that food that they don't always. And of course, because of that, every time we try to do it, we think even more about them.
Yeah, I think this yeah.
So, tell me, how does it feel to be one of the youngest vocalists in the Beyonce's ensemble?
I think it's a lot of pressure for me. I just going there, they're all very welcoming. It's just a lot of, like, having to be prepared all the time because especially in the beginning, auditioning and everything, I kinda knew what I was setting myself up for because I just got there and everyone was talking, and I just felt like, "Okay, everyone's a 5th semester, 6th semester," and I'm like, "This is my 1st semester, I don't know what I'm doing," but I just went for it and auditioned, and everyone's been really nice and supportive of
Okay.
me.
So, how do you manage your to balance school and your, of course, your promotions or performances? I mean,
I that's that question.
promotions are coming. I'm psychic, so I said
Thank
promotions.
you.
So that's those are coming. You just don't know yet, but performances because I would think you had said earlier you're on a somewhat a schedule with things.
Yeah, I think that it's very difficult for me, especially I going to a brand new city for the first time, just being by myself and just everything was kind of rushed. Not rushed, but it just felt like I had to like have my stuff together at all times. So yeah, planning, having a schedule and everything is very important. And yeah, for me it was very difficult to do performances, keep my grades up, just do everything to like stay on top of my stuff. So it's been really hard, but I feel like if you really want it, I think it's possible to do it. Yeah.
Well, you're doing it.
Thank you.
So, athletes and performers have one thing in common. They have rituals
Mm,
that they go
that's
by.
right.
Did you have those types of rituals? Did you have rituals that you were doing before you went to Berkeley?
Yes, I before I went to Berkeley, I would always my thing was posting covers of myself on social media, just singing songs. That was before because I always, like, wrote songs, but I wasn't comfortable yet to, like, put stuff out. So, my thing was just making covers, and after going to Berkeley, I really wanted to protect my voice, so currently, I have to warm up my voice 30 minutes, like, a day.
So is that a
Yeah,
ritual?
that's a ritual,
Anything
and
else?
yeah, working out especially, I you have to warm up your whole body before you get to your
So you work
voice.
out in the mornings too?
Yeah, I try my best to, like, do it.
It helps,
It's
doesn't it?
it helps. I mean, I don't love working out, but I
Really?
yeah, but I feel like it's really good for your body to, like, keep
I'll
everything
tell you,
clean.
it really does. I'll tell you what, when I don't work out, it affects my mind.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
if I get it out of the way in the morning, which I did today, it just seems like it can, it's a check off. It's kind of like there's a book called Making Your Bed. It's kind of like that, making the bed and the workout, maybe some prayer, meditation, those types of things. And then
Mm.
you get on with the day. It seems like it really gets you momentum.
Yeah, that's another, ritual that I do too. I try to meditate at least 10 minutes in the morning just before you use your phone, because I think just going straight to your phone, it kind of corrupts your mind in terms of like,
I think you're right.
I think so
I think
too.
you're right.
But yeah,
Especially
just
if you're,
going through social media, it's like you start comparing yourself and it's a lot. So,
especially
yeah.
if you're looking at some really crazy things, you're like, how did they get a million views? We were just talking about that
Yeah.
earlier today, right?
Yeah, I've seen, like, people on TikTok just, like, stare at the camera or, like, just, like, stuff that I'm just like, people sing out here and they sound amazing and they don't get as much views, but, like, I'm sure that if they keep going, like, they'll they'll make it.
So, 6 months ago, you were watching the performances, on YouTube. Did you expect one of the performances in such short time?
I well, for me, I was on the fence of both ways. Like I had like this mindset that I wanted to do that. I wanted to be up there performing on the Berkeley Performance Center
So
stage. Just like
visualization?
yeah, so I was of course like I had that like mindset where I was just like I'm going to work for that. That's what I want to do. I want to perform, entertain. But I did not expect to get inside this ensemble, the Berkeley Beyonce ensemble and everything. It was just it's a blessing to do this for my first year because not everyone has the opportunity to. So I'm just taking as much opportunities as I can.
So far, what have been the, most challenging or biggest challenges you've come up against since you've been at Berkeley?
I The biggest challenge for me is just, comparing yourself to other people. That's like I think you should not compare yourself first of all because it's just everybody is at a different pace and for me, especially, like, when I first got to Berkeley, I didn't know how to sight read as well as everybody else at all, basically. Like, I was very much in the beginning levels, and I didn't know how to do improv and just, like, certain stuff like that. So, I was very intimidated by the people around me because there's singers there as well that know how to play the flute and the sax and all these different instruments, and
Wow.
but then, like, you have to tell yourself, like, "I'm here for a purpose, and I have my own thing going on, and, like, I can, you know, just, like, succeed in my own way."
I
Yeah.
think that's one thing about the great artist in any area of life. Interviewing as many people as I've interviewed through the years, I
Mhm.
found that what separates the average to the great typically are the individuals have honed some specialty that they have that nobody else has. They create a uniqueness in the sound of their voice. Like, for example, when you hear Beyonce, you know it's Beyonce. There's not a
Yes.
question. It's who it is. I mean, when you hear, think of another artist that maybe you can the same way, you know, it's them right away without even, who's another one?
Another Amy Winehouse, there's so many,
Yeah,
Whitney Houston,
that's another,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, you know, so I think that, and then with acting, it's the same thing. And so one thing, and going into mentioning Beyonce, who is your inspirations? It could be more than one person, of course.
I would definitely say, as for artist-wise or just both?
Just anybody in general that maybe has made an impact in
Mm.
the person that you've become and are going to become.
Yeah, I would say my mom, she's always been there to support me.
Of course.
She's always
By the way,
been
your mother is
yeah.
one of my inspirations.
Oh,
Did you know that?
thank you, that's amazing. Honestly, I feel the same way, she's always there to support me.
It's
She
true.
we had a very rough, like, I had a very rough upbringing, so I'm just happy that she's always there with me and, like, no matter what, so thank you, mom.
Yeah, she's amazing. I mean, she does a podcast here with us on our show, and I can't tell you how many positive comments that we get when she does her show, or even her name's mentioned. She carries a lot of impact because people trust her and they believe in her because she's very honest and she educates and she inspires. I mean, that's why I would consider her one of my inspirations. So
Thank
I
you.
agree with you on that. Besides my beautiful wife who's running the show and is the boss, but other than that, Sarah, thank you for what you do. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Sarah.
So the other thing is, where do you? I personally, we had this discussion yesterday when we were having breakfast over in La Jolla after the radio show. I think when I first met you and I could see some of the things that you're doing, I'm not going to say something embarrass you, by the way. I thought right away, in case people have never heard this term, triple threat.
Yes.
The triple
Yes.
threat. Now we have that in baseball too. We have it in other sports, but in music and acting, entertainment, it's of course it's go ahead and tell the audience
Um, for entertainment, I think that being a triple threat, I mean, it could mean multiple things. It's just being,
the three
um
things that come to mind,
for me, especially, like, I love to dance, sing, and act. So those are my 3 things that
and of course you
I
sing.
yeah.
So I would say you're probably the triple threat.
Thank you.
You know, which we need more artists. I think it makes the artists more. I think Lady Gaga. I don't know if she can dance, but I know she's a hell of an actress. And I'm hearing talk she may even win an Oscar coming up for the
Yeah.
is it Gucci that
Yeah,
she's in?
she's in that movie.
House of Gucci.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I heard she might win an
doing
Oscar
everything.
for that movie. So I mean, she can sing.
Yeah, I read, like, an article on her as well, and it said that because she started in NYU acting,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, so it's just amazing to see that like,
Crossover.
yeah, she did 2 different things, and she was able to succeed in both. She's killing it right now, yeah.
Just don't know if she can dance.
I've seen, like, performances.
She's got
She can dance,
moves.
yeah.
There you go. Wasn't she on a show for dancing and she won something? I mean, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I met it wrong. Sarah and I had the opportunity to see the meat dress that she came up with. She
Oh,
she made meat and wore it to an event.
yeah, I've seen that. I thought it was
This-
awesome when I first saw it. Saw that. That was amazing.
Well, I don't know how it looked when she wore it, but when we saw it, it looked like beef jerky.
Oh,
We saw it at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
so it's real meat.
It is real meat.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. She's one of a kind. I mean, and at first everybody thought, look at this strange woman. She's wearing meat on her body. And if they had TikTok back then, she would have got probably records for the numbers for the whole meat thing. I
And
thought
the
it was,
dancing.
but you know what? Everybody talked about it. She's
Yeah.
very innovative. So, what do you see? Do you see yourself doing more acting coming up? I mean, because you can do that too, of course.
Yes, I wanna do as much as I can. I love acting. I love, writing. I just love
You write music too, of course.
yeah, I write music. I
See, that wasn't even mentioned. Sure, you'd be called not a triple threat. You'd be called a what is that called?
quadruple.
Quadruple threat.
I think so. I
Right?
mean, yeah.
In baseball, we just call you a home run threat because there's a single, double, triple, and then there's of course the home run. But sorry, if somebody's out there, please just you can let me know. I'm making a fool out of myself right now. Yes, I know I make a fool out of myself all the time. We're not talking about that, but so you're in San Diego,
Yes.
and what's one of the things other than your mom, of course, that you missed about San Diego?
What did I miss? I miss the beach, of course. I mean, in Boston, like there's a beach, but you have to take a T ride. You have to do so much just to get to the beach. But I think that yeah, I miss the food, the Mexican food especially. That was
Did they have Mexican food in Boston?
yeah. Oh, Mexican food? They do. It's just not
Taco Bell doesn't count, by the way.
they no, they have like more vegan restaurants and
Oh, really?
no hate to vegans. I just really like the stuff that's here.
Well, yeah. When I think Boston, I don't think vegan. By the way, I have a lot of vegan friends. Most of them are animals, but grass, things like that. But I don't know right where that came from. The restaurants. When I think Boston restaurants, I think seafood.
Yeah,
I think
their seafood's
crab,
amazing.
lobster, oysters. You know, I hear they have very good Italian food, which I don't know if that's true. I heard the Little Italy's good.
Yes. There's like this it's called Newberry where there's just a whole bunch of restaurants and like shops to shop at. Their Italian food is great as well. But
Have you been to
yeah.
Little Italy there?
Yeah, I think I have.
Is it in the Newberry area or is it a
Yeah.
different area?
That's where all the Italian restaurants are.
They're very old. Are they older?
I think so, yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, I went with my mom like the first week. It was really cool.
Was Marianne Parker? Was it good? Okay, Mary. Oh, you and I have another thing in common. I love a good cannoli. So Marianne Parker, of course, is sitting off to the side. She does the Posh Overnight with the Princess and her podcast, right? We have your crown down there, by the way. It's waiting for you. So you do a great show. So what are the things that you see yourself doing at Berklee? I mean, are you having any visions of things that may be coming up that you might want to tackle?
Yeah, so I have 2 shows coming up at Berklee for the Beyonce ensemble. It's gonna be in April, so I'm super excited about that. I'm also just like trying to grow vocally. I want to, learn more about my voice, how to take more proper care of it. Because growing up, I was just singing and I was just like, I love doing this, but I just want to know more technique. But
You got a beautiful voice, by the way.
thank you.
What's one of your favorite songs that you like to sing? Can you knock a song out first that comes to mind, maybe?
Yeah, of course.
I won't sing with you, I promise.
I'm gonna sing "I Care" by Beyonce.
Go for it.
Okay. Let me just let me think of like the exact.
You don't have to sing the whole song because I know you're shy and embarrassed, but just
No,
kind
it's good.
of show the audience your skill set so they can kind of like know who Destiny really is. Part of
Okay,
it.
I'll sing to y'all. Told you how you hurt me, baby, but you don't care. Now I'm crying and deserted, baby, but you don't care. Can't nobody tell me this ain't love when you're immune to all my pain. I need you to tell me this ain't love. You don't care, well, that's okay. Well, I care. I know you don't care too much, but I still care. Thank you.
Nobody can see what's going on, but there's actually we're on Orange Avenue in Coronado. People are actually stopped their cars and they're all
Yeah.
applauding and waving, and they're just you had an impact. They heard
I
your
love
voice
my fans. I'm joking.
all the way down Orange Avenue. They're like amazing.
Thank you so much.
I got chills. Wait a minute, the air conditioner's on. Seriously, no, you gave me chills. But so you love to write.
Yes.
You got a great voice. How long do you got to go to Berklee for?
Just being on a full tuition scholarship, I'm gonna be going for 4 years. They cover it for 4 years, so it's a college experience.
Do you
So
get
yeah.
like a is it certified like a bachelor's of something, or is it just a 4 year
No, I'm planning to get a degree in like songwriting
or
and
music?
pro music.
So
Yeah,
you can get a degree there also.
you can either get a diploma or a degree, but yeah, I'm going for the degree. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on? I mean, I know you have a great vision of some of the great things we talked about in the interview. What is your thoughts about mentoring and teaching?
Mentoring and teaching. I actually had a conversation with you about that, and at first
Don't blame me for that.
no, but I actually in the beginning when you first asked me that, I was kind of hesitant to like when it came to mentoring, I wasn't sure what it meant, like what that question meant exactly. But
Uh-huh.
now like when I think about it, I think coming from someone that is still trying to build my confidence and like singing and performing and everything, I think that it would definitely benefit me and the other person as well, whoever I'm mentoring, because I want to not only build my confidence when mentoring them, but also like it'll be like a two-way thing, just building confidence between each other.
I think the great entertainers and performers, athletes, whatever,
Mhm.
they are great teachers in their own way. I mean, Kobe Bryant, of course, used Michael Jordan as his teacher and mentor, and they were, I mean, to me, two of the best probably of all time, and they had great attitudes, very hard work ethic. Um, there was an actor that was during my days, really very prominent black actor that comes to mind, who I love his movies, by the way, Sidney Poitier. And Sidney Poitier is actually mentoring young students now. They're coming to his mansion. He's working with a lot of these young students, and he's honing, their skills. And I think, my God, I wish I could have. You imagine learning something from a great person like that,
That's
face to
amazing.
face, and have them tell you what they really think of their years of experience. And I think it's just a full circle. It's a rewarding thing. And I think you would be, I know it's, and teaching isn't like a typical classroom. A teaching thing could be, you pull somebody aside and said, "Hey, did you ever think about maybe phrasing the word this way when you sing? Or did you ever
Yeah.
think about maybe, whatever?" I mean, it's just adding something maybe to the performance, or something that maybe they're not even aware of. And by doing that, it might change the whole direction of where that individual goes.
Yeah, and I think it's good to have a mentor just in general in life because I think I use my mom a lot because she's done life. So she knows what she's talking about. And yeah, sometimes like as a kid I'm just like I don't know. I kind of kids just have those days where they're just like, "Oh, my mom doesn't know what she's talking about."
Of course.
But then like as time goes on, you're like, "Oh, that's what my mom was talking about. That's what she means." As much as you get older, you understand and you you just feel way more grateful for your parents, which I think is important to have people as your mentors as well.
They're supposed to have a day every day of guide a way of saying thank you for what you've received.
Right.
Be thankful for what you have, and I mean, gratitude is what it's called. On a daily basis, we should do something we're grateful for, even if it's a one written little note. I'm grateful for my mom. I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for my health. Because what happens is, if we get caught up on the internet, we're forgetting those little simple things like that.
Mm.
It adds to, and you meditate, like you said, 10 minutes a day on average. And I think all those little things like that, all those good little habits, are things that you're doing. And I think that it all makes a difference. And I think a lot of the great ones that I've talked to, like I said, we talked about this earlier, rituals, those things that they do to keep them, whether it's even going back to old friends, if they're there, and because their real friends will always tell them what they think, even if it's not popular. And so how hard has it been going to a new city and not having any family or new friends there? How hard has that been to overcome, or has it been easy for you?
Um, I'm gonna be, like, honest, like, I've been calling my mom, like, every day because I'm just like, "I don't know what I'm doing," like yeah, especially with
It's
my schedule
challenging.
because for me, I get very distracted, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, "What should I do first?" I'm gonna ask my mom what she thinks I should do first, which, like, I think but, like, sometimes my mom's just like, "Just figure it out," and I think it's good to just, like, kind of learn things on your own as well, because if your mom's always there, it's just gonna be like, okay, you can't always depend on that, you know? Just figure stuff out on your on your own.
Well, you probably had this happen. I know my grandmother and my mom were, you know, very wise, and they left a lot of impact in me.
Mhm.
It's crazy when you don't call your mom, you probably still hear her voice talking to you
Mm.
because she's always told you what the right things are to do, and you should do this and do that. And she's always so even when you don't actually talk to her, I think her voice still stays with you in
Yeah.
some way. I know my
All
mom
the
had,
advice,
yeah, I
yeah.
think I don't think it goes away, but I get what you're saying. So, anything coming up that we need to know about other than April? I mean, you have this event going on, of course, in April. What's it called again?
It's going to be the Berklee Beyonce, ensemble show. It's gonna be in April at the Berklee Performance Center, and I'm super excited.
Is she aware of this?
Is she aware? She is not aware, but
She needs to be aware.
hopefully, one, she will be aware. I'm just gonna put that out into the
'Cause
universe.
I know she's a huge, she's very good about giving back and working with a lot of,
Yes,
from what I understand, a lot of, kids coming up. That's one thing I like about her. She hasn't forgotten her roots and where she's come from.
that's right.
You know, that's great. She should know about this, Sarah. Sarah, why don't you give her a call?
That's why I look up to her so
Call
much,
her on
yeah.
the phone, Sarah. Say, Beyonce, this is what's going on. I mean, right? You had I think that we had a Beyonce encounter in the family. Didn't somebody meet Beyonce in Fashion Valley when she was shopping? Something like that? Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh my
Turn
gosh.
around and they were buying makeup or something. There's Beyonce. That'd be freaky, huh?
Yeah, I would start crying. I don't know, like, it's when since people are so famous, like, you just can't really process like, in an airport especially, you're just like, "I know this person, but I don't know if that's the person," you know? It's interesting.
I've had those encounters, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
How has that been?
Um, well, I
Yeah.
had one encounter with a guy that was coming out of drug rehab. He was an actor.
Oh my gosh.
His name was, I won't tell you, that I'll make it quick because this is your interview, but it kind of sets the tone with what we're talking about. So I was, in a conference, and getting out of the conference, I decided to get a workout in because that's the way to come down from the day.
Yeah.
And I go to work out, and this guy, this long, greasy hair and really heavily bearded, is training, and he almost looked kind of homeless. And I love everybody, but he looked like a homeless person kind of working out. That's the way he kind of looks, Sarah. And he says, "Hey, can I exercise, do triceps with you?" Yeah, sure. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I'm like, "God, you look familiar. Have we met before?" He says, "Well, you look familiar to me too." He says, "Have we met?" I says, "I don't know. What's your name?" I said, "My name's Brett." I said, "What's your name?" He says, "Bob." I said, "What's your last name?" He says, "What's the guy's? What's it? Oh, Downey, Bob Downey." I says,
Oh
"Robert
my
Downey?"
gosh.
Yeah. He's ever heard of me? I said, "I loved you in Chaplin." He says, "Yeah." He says, I says, and I looked at him and I says, "Well, how's the whole drug thing coming along? The whole drug rehab thing? Are you doing okay?" I said, "Because I didn't really. I'll be honest. I didn't think you were going to still be here. I thought you were going to be dead by now."
Oh
He
my
says, "No, I cracked it. I'm done. You know, I went through rehab." He says, "As a matter of fact," and I said, "Well, I'm doing my set. He's talking. You know, I'm doing my triceps. He's talking." He said, then he does his, and we're going back and forth for exercise. It's funny. He said, "Matter of fact, they just gave me a new script for this movie. Have you heard of the comic book Iron Man?" And I says, "I have."
Wow.
I says, "Yeah, I could see you pulling it off. That would be a good one." He says, "Well, I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, but I think I'm going to do it." I says, "Well, I wish you luck." And I says, "It's very nice to meet you." And we parted ways, and haven't seen him since the beginning of that movie. And look at what he's done with his life. He
That's
completed some.
amazing.
So you never know who you're going to meet. You're right. That was one of those ones that even now when I tell the story, the hair on my legs is standing up right now because honestly, he really was in a bad place and he turned it around. He's focused on his family and his kids. That's his foundation now.
Mhm.
And you know, and you're gonna the same thing is gonna happen to you, I think. You're gonna be doing something and you're not gonna be expecting it. Because you know, when
Yeah.
you put things out there, whatever you want to call that is, or projecting, or when you put things out, they do happen.
Yeah.
Of course, I wasn't manifesting that, but I mean, when you put those things out there, they do. I'm a very big believer in that, and you're doing that.
Yeah.
So my prediction is you're going to do phenomenal in your career.
Thank you so much.
You're going to be a big star. We will never treat you like that when we go to have Mexican food, though.
Oh, of course. Thank you. Yeah, I'm
So
super excited about what's
so
gonna happen.
no, I think you're going to do phenomenal, and you're very talented, and you got a beautiful soul, which is going to make is one of the biggest reasons. And plus, your wonderful mom. You have a wind to your back, and you're going to do very well. Is there anything out there to anybody coming up? Maybe people are coming up into the new year. Any words of wisdom or advice that you'd like to give people coming into the new year? Coming out of this year has been very challenging for a lot of people.
Yes.
Something
Again,
comes to mind.
circling back to like what I was saying before, do not compare yourself because especially to people, just anyone in general, because you don't know what's going on in their lives and you don't know exactly just yeah, basically what's going on in their lives and that especially for me going to Berkeley and everything, stuff can happen. You can get so many good opportunities if you just focus on your own path and not worry about what other people are doing. Yeah.
Very good. Very
And
good.
work hard, stay prepared for anything. Just I feel like doing your own staying on top of your stuff, that's what attracts more things because
Don't get behind.
yeah, and an opportunity can just come like in the snap of a finger. And if you're not prepared, it's gonna be a hectic
I've
time.
always heard that that person, oh my gosh, they got a break, they're lucky. And I always said,
Mm,
well, no, I said, you know what it was is that person uh they were lucky to get that chance, but they also stepped up because they were prepared and they put all
yes.
the time in.
Mm,
So and don't overthink it.
that's right.
Right, Sarah? Don't overthink it. Do you have a website?
I have Instagram.
Okay.
I Destiny Music 2 C's.
Is that on the bottom of the screen?
Oh,
I don't
yes, it is.
I don't know because I don't have my glasses. And as every show seems like my eyes are getting worse and the letters need to be bigger. Eventually you will not see the show. You'll just see letters because my eyes are so bad.
Okay, yeah.
So the Instagram, of course, Destiny on Instagram.
Destiny Music with 2 C's at the end of music.
Anything else?
No, that's all.
TikTok?
TikTok,
Anything where you're like singing and chewing food at the same time?
I actually don't remember, but it should be on my Instagram.
I'm just curious. So where do you see music coming up in the future as far as some of the social media sites? Where do you see music being impacted? Anything socially in the media world?
I think TikTok is a big like
It's gonna
platform.
grow a lot, isn't it?
Well, I feel like it already did. Like I think that's if you it depends what you put out there, but it's very easy for some people to go viral. It's not so much easy for other people as well. But I think that that's a big platform. Just social media in general. Like I feel like back then it was kind of like you make your records, you just put them out, you have it like an album or something. But now like you can just release one song, put it on SoundCloud or like Spotify and it'll go
Well, we didn't
viral.
have in the 80s, we had MTV,
Oh
which
yeah.
launched a lot of careers because of the video combined with the music and albums just flew off. And then of course they came out with at the time it was tapes, remember, for the car. And now of course everybody's downloading their music
Yeah.
and everything's being internet. So the internet and the whole downloading thing has taken over even the airways. Radio is on its way down. Music radio is on its way down, but talk radio is on its way up, where people want information. So everybody loves music, and we need if we're going to heal the country and the world. I think two ways that we'll do it. One is with music.
That's yeah.
I think the second thing is with comedy. I think if we can learn to sing, be happy, and enjoy the music, and also laugh at ourselves and not take ourselves so seriously, I think that those two things will heal the world of all the challenges that are going on.
Yeah. Especially right now because there's so much happening, a lot of hysteria.
Let's love each other for the things we have in common. And if we have one thing we don't disagree on, it's okay. We can be different. That's what makes the world cool. We can be different and have varieties of things. And I love what you bring to the world. You're a gift.
Thank
Appreciate you
you.
spending time with us on the radio show and of course the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
And
I
I feel
really
like you're, I
appreciate
feel
it.
like you're a daughter to me too, in a way. I feel like you're family, and we want to see you excel and do well. And I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And I'm very happy that you were here today. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Happy 2020,
everybody.
22. Sounds really good, like a good year to me. And of course, Attorney King, Saquon, Nikki Rottens, IB Fitness, and of course, Wilsey Asset Management. Everybody, thank you for your support in the show. We would not be able to have these great talents on here that we're bringing to the world without your support. And we wouldn't be able to have power or electricity. And I wouldn't be able to take my wife out for a sandwich occasionally. So thank you. Everybody, happy 2022. Everybody be prosperous and be nice to each other and love each other. Take care.